Have you ever just kind of given up on tying and untying your shoes so you get your shoes tied to that perfect looseness where you can just slip your shoes on and off, but they still stay on and they're just snug enough so you can walk around in them comfortably without them flapping in the wind? But then sometimes you get a pair of shoes where you realize that the inside of the back of the heel is wearing out from all the flapping and you sliding them on and off in ways that were never intended. And like a little piece of plastic is showing through the back and starts biting into your heel, and then you realize you've ruined a pair of otherwise still seaworthy shoes. That's happened to me before. My sister, when she was 12 or maybe 15, bought a pair of these, or a pair of these weird little elastic, scrunchy, curly twirly shoelaces that would kind of spring load her shoes, and she could stretch them stretch them onto her shoes, and then they'd snug up. It seemed extremely girly and also very convenient and nice. Did anyone else, as a kid, while they were stuck on long car rides or maybe on the bus to and from school or somewhere else, leaning their head against the window, staring out of the car, imagine something bumping along or running along the terrain beside the vehicle? Sometimes I imagined a little man running along the same speed as the car, jumping over mailboxes and cars and through buildings maybe, or sometimes I imagined I had like some sort of telekinetic abilities and I was controlling some sort of metal ball bearing the size of a baseball, and I was like carrying it along with my mind, maybe 2 yards outside the vehicle, just swinging it along. And instead of jumping over the mailboxes, I would smash right through the mailboxes with it. And sometimes, like tunnel through the ground or splinter telephone poles or just weave my way through whatever complicated objects were constantly whirring by. And it was a fun little game to play with myself, with my bored little face pressed against the glass as I just waited to get home every day. And every day I told myself I would go ahead and get my homework done right away so that it wouldn't be looming over my head. Then I could go ahead and do whatever I wanted, like play video games or something. But as soon as I got home, I would just be like, okay, just a little bit of video games. I've been at school all day. I just need to take a little break, and then we'll go do the homework. But then I would just play a lot of video games, and then it would be time for bed, and I still hadn't done the homework, and so I'd do the homework, and then not get very much sleep at all, and then or wake up really early and do the homework very early in the morning. And my school was way across town because I went to a magnet school, so sometimes I stood at the bus stop at like 5 o'clock in the morning, 6 o'clock in the morning, and practiced spitting, seeing how far across the road I could spit. And I got pretty close to spitting all the way across the road. I got pretty good at it. I would just keep on spitting until I ran out of spit. And then eventually I'd have more spit and practice spitting some more. Then eventually the bus would arrive and I'd get on it and it'd be dark and I couldn't play my little ball bearing game out the window because it was dark outside. So I just slept. And the seats weren't very comfortable. And I was slouching weird and my neck would hurt, my legs would fall asleep, and one day I got off the bus once we got to school, and I didn't realize that one of my legs was asleep until I was all the way down the steps of the bus and I collapsed against a trash can that was right there. But then everything was okay and I went to school, and it was just another day of school. That's how life is. You do things, and things happen. The end.